POV, you're on a first date with me, and I'm running out of space on my phone. Wonderful. So let's make this quick. I think that, first of all, hi, my name's Luke. Oh, what's your name? Oh, okay, boom. Yeah, what do I do for work? I am a financial counselor at a hospital. Yeah, the healthcare industry kind of sucks, but that's capitalism for you. So, whatever. We make the best of it with what we got. And then you gotta think, okay, get a good insurance and you're mildly safe. Get a bad insurance, you're kind of screwed in this day and age. What are my views on life? I'm in love with life. You know, I'm a photographer, so I'm passionate and interested about photography, but also people, life, you know? Part of creating a photo, from my understanding, is to get an emotional response from someone, and that is for YouTube as well. But you should be able to piss someone off, make them happy, make them angry, make them sad, make them disgusted, but elicit an emotional response because it connects with them. When there's no emotion, it doesn't matter. When there's no emotion, nothing matters. So you should elicit a somewhat of an emotional response within someone. I am raised as a Christian, but I'm not sure. I've been confirmed as a Christian. I have a lot of Christian values, but there's things that I still don't know. So I can't say I'm like a hardcore, like I'm gonna be a pastor when I retire Christian. Like I don't know. I know I have much to learn in this life. I do know that. I think family is important. I think legacy is important. Not for money or wealth or fame or fortune or status. Not like that. What I'm talking about is wisdom, family, friends. Did you do things that mattered to society? Did you provide value to society before you died? And did you set out to do everything you wanted to do? Now, I know you probably didn't go to that island in the middle of the ocean that you always wanted to go to. I'm talking about, did you do everything that you set out to do? You know what I mean? You're not going to go to every place in the world. You can't map out the entire world in your lifespan. You could spend every waking moment of your life with an unlimited amount of resources. You would never experience every experience. So you've got to take what you got. And everyone's experiences are vastly different. What I noticed today when I was at the car show is, well, first of all, as a photographer, I had a camera that the lens, the 50 millimeter, does not get cars right. It doesn't do it. It's too zoomed in. You got to get really far back from the car, and at that point, there's 40 other people in front of you. It's just not good. You need a really super wide, ultra wide lens. You need a fisheye to get photos of cars. At least in the scenario I was in today. So just keep that in mind if you want to do car photography. But I was more interested in the people. And the reason being is because, well, people are fascinating to me. The emotions that were going on, the status that everyone's desperately trying to grasp onto. Don't get me wrong, I do the same thing. I'm wearing a stupid chain right now that I got for $15, but it looks like I'm made out of diamonds. It's cheap, it's garbage. It's useless. You could yank it from me and I wouldn't even fight you back for it. But other people think that it's something. And these cars, don't get me wrong, I was watching a car show with $50,000, well, not even, $50,000 car rims. $500,000 cars, $300,000 cars. Antiques, some are probably priceless. And they're getting awards and stuff. Those are cool. But at the end of the day, it's just a car. I mean, there's only so many photos that you can take of a colorful, exotic car. I mean, it's just a car. It's okay. My viewpoint is always, it gets me from point A to B, and I didn't spend a lot of money on it, and the gas mileage is good. Wow, it looks nice. It goes really fast. Where are you going fast with your car? You can't go that fast. You're going to get pulled over. And then you got to think about a house, you know? Yeah, I spent my entire life getting this $12 million mansion. I pay about $500,000 in property taxes every year, but it's my home, and they've got nothing in it. They live by themselves because they don't have a family, and they don't even get to go home because they've got to be at work all the time. That is the value of life, understanding the difference between money and wealth. True wealth. True wealth is having things in your life that you're able to do. Being able to drive instead of having to walk. Being able to eat healthier food without having to buy garbage food at the store. You know? Being able to make your own food so you don't have to go to some garbage fast food joint to spend more money for less food, less value, less nutritional value. You know? The thing is not everyone has it figured out in life. No one does. And you can't claim that you know everything in life. No way. You can know everything about history, everything about current events, maybe even predict the future, but you don't know everything in life, guaranteed. There's always something else that you haven't considered. Another point of view that may not be right, but should be considered. You know, humans as a species, we're communicative. Well, some of us are not. But the thing is with that, means we have tons of opportunities to communicate with our fellow people. You have to have empathy for that. You have to care about others. If you don't care about others or a certain group of people, why does any of it matter? I'm not saying you need to love everyone you come across. No. Actually, I think you should hate a couple people. But that's because you can't have love without hate, and hate without love. It's impossible, I think. I think there are many outlooks on life, dietarily, religiously, philosophically, and I definitely have thrown basically the whole bucket of darts at the board for trying to figure out who I am, and I don't think that I'll even know who I am when I'm dying. You know, on my 91st birthday, I still won't know who I am. It's a complex decision process, something that isn't defined. You can't just take a personality test and say, I am INFTT42. What is that? That's not enough. People are so complex, and there's so many pros and cons to every person, their personality, their physical attributes, their life experiences from themselves, their life experiences that they've put onto others, and also their future ambitions, their future goals and aspirations that will culminate into changing the world for better or for worse. I think you can't just look at someone by one thing and decide yes, no. Can't do that. I think there's things that you can align with. There's things that you can say, yes, I'm this, yes, I'm that. I don't want to associate with you because of that. Sorry, it's just a personal choice. Understandable. But I do think that you need to at least keep your mind open to it, even if your body and your tongue are unwilling to speak to this person and interact with them. That's the thing. If you open yourself up to hate, you will exact it on others. If you say, nah, I don't like that person because of this, and then, I don't know, maybe that hate gets put onto you. Maybe your choice in saying, no, I do not associate with you, no, then maybe they won't associate with you. Maybe you can't buy from their business or be friends with their friends or be in a relationship with their friend of a friend of a friend. All of these things are karma based, I believe. You know, everything happens for a reason, right? I mean, you can believe in destiny, you can believe in religious, aspiration or God sitting at the top, making sure everything falls into place. But at the end of the day, everything is cause-effect. We do know that causes and effects do happen. It's a very human thing, I would say that large events are definitely influenced by causes and effects. How many movies have come out because of a certain person said this and that and that and that happened, and then someone got divorced and someone died, and then boom, 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 now this movie has been made. This car has been made, this phone has been made, this camera has been made. Everything in life has a story. Neglecting to acknowledge that story, or quite frankly not appreciating it whatsoever, is distasteful, disgusting to me. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of times where you need to live in the present. You don't need to be talking about history 24/7. You don't need to be thinking about everything all the time. You shouldn't be philosophical all the time, and that's why I try not to make a video all the time. And I'm trying to incorporate some new videos soon, but I need some more equipment. But the thing is you just can't knock it till you try it, right? You can't just eliminate someone from your life because you think that they may not agree with you. Not everything is surefire and sound. Not everything is black and white. There is gray. Maybe not too much, but it's somewhere in there. And you got to be able to look for it. You got to be able to see that. Yeah. I went to Disney Springs yesterday. I deleted the one video I think I made because my battery died on my phone. It heated up too fast. And I'm about to run out of storage talking to you. So I'll try to make this quick. But what I saw in Disney Springs, not exactly the best for photographers. There's a lot of kids. And as a male photographer, it's a no-no. I've only taken probably about 3 silhouettes of a kid. So it's just the shadow and there's nothing else. I think that's tasteful. But taking pictures of kids without consent as a street photographer, or whatever you want to call it, you're trying to get candids, it just doesn't work. And I'm not saying I'm a street photographer yet. I mean, I'm going to large events of people and just taking photos of people. Not exactly street. I understand that. But what I do know in photos is that I want to capture emotion. And when people pose for photos, it's not there. The life is not there. People are smiling, it's happy. Everyone's always happy. Don't give me that. I don't want another family photo to go in the scrapbook. No, I want a guy that took his phone out at the wedding and sent the photo to the bridesmaid. I want that photo. I don't want the photo of everyone in black and white in front of the altar or whatever for a group photo. I don't need that. I don't want that. At my birthday party, I don't want to be surrounded by everyone in a big old group photo or a photo with 3 other people. I want to live in the moment, and I want to capture that in photo, which is hard to do. To freeze time and place with a photo, that's remarkable. It takes a lot of work to get to that level, that skill set, So I cannot wait to see where I'm able to go with that. But yeah. But when I was at Disney Springs yesterday, I did see there weren't too many locations that I was able to take pictures of. Personally, I like City Walk better. I was able to squeeze out, I think, 5 posts, about 100 photos out of 738 at Universal. And that was really fun. I was able to get a lot of photos. I do think that I need zoom. I don't need to get in people's faces. So I don't want to get a larger, more wide aperture. I want to be able to zoom in so I can be respectful and not be like on someone to get a photo. I want to be a little bit more inconspicuous. So we're looking for a nice lens that's able to zoom in and crank in. And also it'd be good for wildlife, which I'm interested in. Also, my phone is already an ultra wide, and your phone is an ultra wide. Whatever phone you have, your main camera is like a 35 millimeter. 35 millimeter is super wide, and then ultra wide is probably like maybe a 28, give or take, from my understanding. And then your telephoto, that's probably going to be an 85. But I do think here's one thing. Get an Android phone and take raw photos. Get the newest Android phone. I promise you, you will get very far with your photography before anything else. You will get very far with it. I do think that you should attempt to maximize the most out of your phone before continuing on. I know I have not utilized everything in my phone, and I even started resorting back to taking photos in RAW with my phone today because, well, my camera is too zoomed in, and the cost of another lens right now is going to be like $400. My camera has 3 lenses on it. It just makes sense. The framing is everything. What the size of your subject means everything. I think a 50 millimeter or an 85 is great for portraits, but your people need to be aware that they're taking portraits. If you want to get close up and personal with people, grab a 35 millimeter, take some real estate photography, landscape photography, put a person in it, take photos of cars. I like that focal length, I really do. And I'm starting to realize the importance of it. Another thing is you can get a lot more in focus, and it's a big lens. You're going to have some distortion, but that's fine. When you're looking at a telescoping lens, you're getting things that you couldn't get to with your feet. There are things that are out of view. There's things that you have to zoom in on so you're not interfering with people or animals or wildlife. So I think that has its merit. I definitely want both sides of the spectrum. I want ultra wide and I want zoomed in. I do have a camera right now that I'm able to use that and utilize with. which makes me wonder, maybe I should return it. Because, don't get me wrong, I'm using my camera and I cannot... Oh, I love my camera. But, my camera is expensive. My camera is 5 years old. And there is no reason for it to be that expensive to be 5 years old. My phone camera is just as good. And the size of the photo is smaller. I mean, my phone takes 50 megapixel photos, so that's kind of goofy. Anyways, I do love the full frame sensor, and I still think it's valuable. But anyways, I am pulling in now. But that's just Disney Springs for you. If you are looking for photography, I would choose Universal City Walk over it, because City Walk has adults there, so you're not as weird. And I think there's a lot more photos to take at City Walk. Disney just didn't have it, or at least Disney Springs did not